Let's get started. Thanks again for being here, everybody. We'll get things rolling with some head, shoulders, knees, and toes, right? So we'll go chin to chest, feeling that stretch down the back of the neck. And then just gently reaching ear to the shoulder, into a side tilt. Keep the back of the neck long, but just open your chest and look upward. And then other side, ear to shoulder, and then back down, chin to chest. We'll reverse this, going to the other side, ear towards your shoulder in that tilt, opening the chest, looking upward, and the other side, ear to shoulder, and back down. Come back up to vertical, and now just pivot the head, turning side and side. And again, rotation, side and side. And then we'll come back to center, shrugging the shoulders up, up, up. Inhale, exhale, melting shoulders down and away from those ears. And do that again, rising up. And exhale, drifting down. Good. This time, reaching through the arms, inhaling, reaching up. And exhale, open. Now we'll take our side bend, arcing up and over to the side, reaching, elongating that waistline, contract, folding over the middle, breathing into that back space. Good, we'll come back into our sideways position, inhale, and exhale, coming up, other side. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, pour yourself over. Feeling that nice stretch through the side body, contract and scoop it in. Great, coming back to our sideways position, inhale and exhale, coming back up. We'll go ahead and take a seated twist here, bringing one leg across the other, sitting on both of your sit bones, bringing that knee in toward the opposite shoulder, lengthen through the spine, spiral, and then settle in for a good stretch. As you're twisting and breathing, keep pulling those abdominals up and in. See if you can get a little more range there. Good, and then we'll bring it back through center and turn the other way, pressing against that leg to turn the other direction. Good, and then coming back through center, we'll line up those knees as best you can and hinge forward. Good, and then bringing yourself back up, other leg on top, switch it out. Both sitting bones anchored, and then gathering that knee toward that opposite shoulder, lengthen the spine, and spiral rotate. Trying to let those shoulders soften as we're twisting and breathing here. Excellent, and then coming back through, other direction, press it open. Good, and then again, if you're able to stack those knees one on top of the other and take your forward fold, hinging forward, feeling that stretch into the hips. Good, and then bringing yourself back through center. We'll swing our legs around to the side and do our flexion and extension of the spine. So starting tall, hollow out those abdominals, hang on to your shins, curling back, feel that round stretch between the shoulder blades and through the low back. Good, and then diving forward over that waistline, lengthening the spine, shoulders melting, open the chest, maybe take a little high release, opening up the chest, looking upward. And then bringing it back to center. Try that again, scoop it out, contract, roll it back. Good, and again, bringing it back through center and opening the chest to extend, back of the neck long. And coming back to center, we'll take that contraction one more time, scooping it out, pausing here, and let's take a little shift. We're shifting the rib cage, looking to one side of the legs, and then bringing it back through center, and then other side, feeling different stretches through those diagonals. Try that one more time each way. Shift and peekaboo, looking over to the one side, bringing it back to center. And other way. Good. Back to center. Slowly take yourself all the way back down onto your mat, bringing the knees into your chest. We'll pause here, feeling that length of the spine, reaching the tailbone down, long through the low back. Good. And then hands on top of those knees, going in for your circle stirs. A few times this direction, and then a few times reversing. Enjoying that massage across the back of the pelvis. Good, and then reaching those arms out to the side, arms surrendered, chest open, feel that wingspan. Let's take our twist, knees over to the left, eyes over to the right. Feeling that stretch through the obliques, the low back, the shoulders and chest. When you're ready, exhale, gather abdominals in, bring yourself back to center and try the other way. Good, and again, gather, return, bring yourself back to center. We'll just place the feet down on the mat and take a little investigation into the footwork here. So bringing one knee up, and then we'll start with the flex of the foot and then rolling through to point. Pulling those toes back, flex, pressing through that kitty cat paw, rolling through flex and point. One more time here, flex and point, and a few circles. 1, 2, 3, and reverse it. 1, 2, 3, and go ahead and just set that foot down. We'll do the other side here. Taking the other leg up, same thing, pulling the toes back to flex, rolling through the ball of the foot to point. Working through that parallel alignment as best you can. Organizing those many joints through the foot. And then take your circles, 1 and 2 and 3, and reverse it, 1 and 2 and 3. Set that back down, very good. We'll take a few just little gentle pelvic tilt here. So scooping the abdominals in, hollowing the abdominals in, and imprinting that low spine into the mat, bringing it back down through center, and then arcing, sticking those tail feathers out, arching through the low back, and bringing it back through center. Again, hollowing and curving, rolling through. And then back down, and again, arching, and then coming back to center. Now then, tip the bowl of the pelvis to one side. So my pelvis shifts, my knees follow, and then my pelvis comes back through center, using my abdominals to help with that. Try the other side, tipping the pelvis to the other way, maybe feeling some stretch in the front of the hip, maybe also into the low back. Again, gather yourself back in. Do that one more time each way. Just tipping the bowl of the pelvis, spilling it over, and bring it back to center. And other way, tipping it over, and bringing it back to center. Now let's do a few circles. So scoop, rolling up into that tucked position, and then tracing a circle onto the mat with the lower back, scooping it down, and sneeze, maybe not, to the other side, and up, just tracing that circle. One more time this direction, over, arcing down, let your head also move with the chain of the spine, around to the other side, and reverse it, counterclockwise, circling over, dipping it down to the other side, and hollow, scoop it up. One more wet direction, or one more time that direction is what I'm meaning to say. And down and around, and back up to the top, and let that release. Little low back work today. Hug your right knee into your chest, lengthen that left leg long. We're now working to that fold of the crease of that hip there. And then opening it out to the side so we get that inner thigh stretch, keeping that left hip anchored where it is. Again, scoop the abs in, bring the leg across, and now we'll take the opposite hand on the outside of that knee into your spiral twist. Bringing that knee across the body. A little deeper twist there. Breathe here. Good. And unwind. Take that right ankle and just casually cross it over the left thigh, allowing the weight of the knee to give you a little bit more opening in front of that right hip. And then scoop in the abdominals, bend your bottom leg and bring this pretzel shape in towards you. We're going to thread the right hand in between the two legs, left hand on the outside, either clasping the hands under that left thigh or on top of the left shin. As you're guiding those thighs into your chest, reach the tailbone down, feel that rotator stretch. Deep breaths. And then again, if you're ready, if you would like more stretch, you can maybe gently shift it a little bit side to side, finding other tight spots there. Send some good deep exhales into those places. Great. And then we'll release the left leg back down to the floor, reach the right leg up again in parallel. And now we'll take that hamstring stretch. Reaching long through the back of that right leg, guiding the thigh in towards you. And here we go. Bend the knee and flex the foot to lengthen or to release out of that stretch. Now we'll exhale and extend through the heel, lengthening that leg long. That's it. And then point through the toes. Maybe get a little bit closer in. And try that again. Flex and fold. Inhale. And exhale. Reach that leg up again. And when you're ready, point through the ankle. Extend. Good. Now softening the knee, maybe lowering the leg a little bit. Keep the thigh easy. We can surrender those hands at our side, or if you need more support, hands go palms down. Circling that leg. Inhale, go across. Exhale, circle, stir. Keeping that pelvis steady. Inhale and exhale, circle, stir. Again, across and around, waking up outer leg and inner leg, across and circle, stir. Reverse it for 4. Inhale, open and exhale around. And 2 and around. And 3 and 4. Good. And again, reach that leg all the way back down to the floor. We'll do the whole series other side. Holding the left knee into the chest. Right leg stays long on the floor. That's it. Good. And again, we'll turn that thigh open, opening up to the side for the inner thigh stretch. Good. Abs scoop in, gather that leg back to your center line. We'll take the right hand on the outside of that left thigh. And again, spill over into that twist. Good. Abs motivate, bringing you back to center. We'll casually cross that left leg open. Pausing there for a little stretch in the front of that left hip. And then using your abdominals, bend that back bottom leg, fold into your pretzel stretch. Right hand goes between, left hand on the outside, either gathering underneath or on top of that shin if you want a little deeper stretch. Gathering the legs in, thighs coming in towards your chest, reaching your tailbone downward. Deep breaths here. And again, perhaps a little gentle shift side to side. Good. And then as you're ready, we'll extend that right leg long on the floor and extend the left leg up into your parallel hamstring stretch sequence. Taking a hold of the leg wherever you can grab a hold of it. And then as you're ready, we'll bend the knee, flex the foot, folding everything in. Take a little pause, a little rest. And then exhale, extend through that heel. Getting deeper into that stretch if you can. Again, point the foot, get a little bit deeper into that pull. One more time. Flex and fold it in. Inhale. And exhale. Lengthen it back out again. And point through the foot. Good. And then we'll come into our position for our leg circles. Keep the leg a little bit slightly bent, soft through the thigh. And we go 4 times. Inhale across the body. And exhale, circle stir. Feeling that abdominal seatbelt strong. Inhale and exhale around. Keeping the neck and shoulders easy. Inhale and circle swing. And again, across and circle swing. Reversing for 4. Inhale, opening. And down, around, and up. And 2. Good. And 3. Other leg still long. That's it. And last time, 4. Great. Reach that leg. Send it all the way back down to the floor. Let those legs rest. Wiggle them in and out a few times. Easy does it. Happy through the sacrum. Let's bend the knees here and place those feet on the mat in parallel. Again, surrendered palms at your side. We'll take a few of our spinal bridges here. So scooping the abs in, go back into that tucked or hollowed out position. Continue to peel the hips up. Now that the hamstrings have gotten some stretch, we'll activate them a little bit. Feel that reach, knees over the feet. Inhale, and then exhale, slowly rolling it down. Release, relax across the chest, rounding down through that low back until you're in your easy resting position. Do that again. Exhale, contract, scoop it up. Lift, 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 feeling that strength, that zipper zipping in your abdominals, the work in the backs of the legs. Just suspend the pelvis. Inhale and exhale, rolling down. Try to roll right down that center line. Curve, curve, curve. And we'll try again. This time we'll add some marching in place at the top. Exhale, scoop it up. Feel that support. Keep breathing. Here we go. Keeping your weight supported on one side. See if you can unweight the other side and fold one thigh in and return it. Keep that pelvis right where it is. Other side. Working one leg at a time. And return. One more each side. And fold. Exhale. And return. Inhale. Reestablish that bridge if you droop. Other side. Woo. And return. Find that long bridge shape. Inhale and exhale. Curl it back down. Excellent. When you get to the bottom, hug both knees into your chest and release that. That's it. We're going to move right along into our hundreds today. So again, leg position of your choice, either in tabletop or legs extended up, or maybe turned out and reaching on a diagonal, keeping those abdominals are strong and your inner thighs working together. We'll find our chest goal. Big inhale, exhale, curl yourself up, or you can always use your mat if you need to. Take your legs into your position of choice, feeling that scoop. 5 inhales, 5 exhales. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. And 3. And 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5. Deepening that zipper. And 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 8. 2 more sets. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Strong arms. Again, in 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hug those knees in. Well done. Turn your head side to side. Good. Going into our roll up from here, either legs slightly bent or all the way extended. We'll take the arms reaching up and overhead. Feel your connections through your rib cage. And we proceed. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, nod and scoop. Curve yourself up, finding that folded position, reaching in opposition. Fingertips away from the abdominals. Inhale, exhale, melt yourself back down again, softening through the shoulders, lengthening away from your toes, all the way back down. And we'll do that again. Inhale and exhale. That's it. Find that reach up and over. Let your chin gently come towards your chest. And exhale. Slide and glide those shoulders away from those ears as you roll down. Scooping it out. Let's try that again. Inhale the arms and exhale. Right up your center line. Try not to rock side to side. Feeling that big reach. Good. Inhale and exhale. Taking it back. And we'll do one more time. Inhale, arms, and exhale. Good. On this one, we'll take a little bit deeper stretch. You can waddle those sit bones apart a little bit and stretch over the legs. Breathe into that back space, into your hamstrings, into that low back. Good. Go ahead from here. Just roll yourself up to your sitting position. And we'll take our spine stretch forward today. So sitting nice and tall, legs can be slightly apart, knees bent. That's easier for your pelvis to be vertical. We'll extend our zombie arms out in front. Take that nice long inhale through the spine, and then exhale, folding at your middle, hollowing up and over, curving over that basketball. And then inhale, scoop the abs in, stack the spine, take your time. Shoulders drifting downward. Let's bend the elbows into that flat goalpost. This by pulling the elbows back. Lift your heart and extend through the spine. Let's come back to center and do that again. Exhale, deflate, contract, arcing forward. Reaching through the fingertips, diving head to tail. Inhale, stack the bones, finding that alignment. And then elbows bend, exhale. And inhale, paint the ceiling with your eyes, looking up. Good. And then return. Open those arms out to the side. And now we'll go for our saw. Rotate through the spine, inhale. And exhale, fold and lengthen and reach. Reach, reach. Inhale, gather yourself back up through center. And exhale, unwind. Other side, spiral rotate, inhale. And then exhale, fold and reach. Reach, reach. Inhale, gather yourself back up. And exhale, unwind. And again, each side, rotation, inhale. And exhale, fold. Reach, reach. Inhale, gather it up from your center. And unwind. Other side. Inhale, spiral twist. And exhale, fold and reach. 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 Good. Coming back to your center line. And unwind. So a little different today. Place your hands behind yourself. And you can reach the legs closer together. Let's turn the legs out. Keep some support through your abdominals and try not to slouch. So opening your shoulders and chest. We're going to take a few little leg lifts this way. So our legs are turned out. We're going to float one leg up, strong center, and part way down, and then open it to the side without tipping over, and then bringing it back to center. So it's like you're tracing an L shape. Lift and lower and out, keeping your core strong. Gather it together. Again, lift up and down. Keep the chest open, out and in. One more time. Lift up and down and out and in. Let that leg release. And now we'll do the other side. Strong through your center, nice and open through the chest. Float the other leg. Lift and lower. Out to the side and in. Again, lift up and down and out and in. Two more times, and float that leg. Strong through that inner leg. and out and in. One more time, float it up and down, quiver, quiver, go side and back to center, release, stack your spine back up, reach those arms long, and then take that forward hinge over the legs, breathe here. Good, and now roll yourself up. We'll find our rolling like a ball position. So bringing yourself into your compact shape here and scooping the belly deeply, shoulders away from those ears. We'll just take a few of our rocks and rolls, or you could just pause here and balance. If too much back and forth is too much, you can just work this balance position as well. Otherwise, we rock back, inhale, and exhale. Find that balance and that control. Try that again. Inhale, rock, and exhale. Find that balance. Couple more times. Inhale, rock, and exhale. Find that pause at the top. One more time. Rock, and back. Good. Put the feet on the floor. Open those knees apart, and roll forward into your butterfly stretch. Curving forward. Releasing the hips, relaxing that low back. Good, and then roll yourself back up. Well done. Knees together, roll back onto your back. We're gonna do one more of our Fab 5 exercises today. And just so we get more of that hamstring stretch, we're gonna go in for our single straight leg, the scissor action. So from this position here, find your chest fold, exhale, curl yourself up. Now then lengthen your legs as long as you can. You're gonna grab one leg as high as it'll reach and the other leg scissors down, maintaining that scoop and looking between your legs at the wall on the other side of the room. We pulse in and in, switch, exhale, exhale, switch, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, and inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, shoulders soft away from those ears. As you exhale, abs deepen toward the floor. Again, in and out and out. One more set. In and out and recover. Let your head just gently turn side to side. Very, very good. And then again, nod chin to chest, roll yourself up, and we'll transition over onto our belly for some extension work today. Okay, so legs can be slightly apart, long behind you, open through the front of the hips, hands at your shoulders. And then we'll take that baby swan, letting your eyes follow along the floor, pressing into your hands, feeling that length, that stretch at the front of the body. Big inhale at the top, shoulders sliding down. Exhale, melting yourself back down to the floor. Lengthening as you descend. Try that again. Reaching out with your focus, following that curve, opening the chest, press into the hands, smiling collarbones out in front of yourself. Inhale and exhale. Roll yourself back down again. Good. Now we'll add a little bit of our neck roll at the top. So again, eyes following that pathway up the wall. And press into the hands, belly still lifting to support the low spine. Gently bring your chin towards your chest. And then roll ear to shoulder. Back down to the front, chin to chest. And ear to shoulder. And chin to chest. Coming up that center line again. Inhale. And exhale, roll yourself back down. Excellent. Extend your arms out in front of yourself and still feel that support from your core muscles. We'll take our alternating arm and leg float. So we're going to lengthen right fingers and left toes and float those limbs up and exhale, lower down. Other side, left fingers, right toes, reach. And float. I'm in a slight degree of extension, just looking down at the floor, back of the neck staying long. Again, reach, opposite arm and leg, float, and exhale. Lower it down. And other side, pelvis staying steady, reaching through the diagonals of the body. And lowering down. Let's do this again one more time each side. Reach and float, waking up those hamstrings again. And lower it down. And other side, lengthen. And float. And bring yourself back down. Great. Bring your hands to your shoulders. Push yourself up into your coffee table position. Feeling that lift in the low belly and the lift of your heart in that long spine. Take your cat back, contract, gently bringing chin toward chest, rounding that dome of the spine, curve it up. Bring it back through the long spine to your coffee table, and then slide the shoulders away from your ears, shine your heart out onto the wall out in front of you, opening into your cow. Coming back into that long spine. Try that again. Hollow and curve. Pull the abs up, up, up. And curl that spine. Reach it back into that long position. And maybe this time just open the thoracic curve. So slide the shoulders and only let your chest shine forward. Keep the support in the low belly. Bringing it back to center. Good. From here, we'll take our airplane arm into our thread the needle. So I'm going to keep my spine long and see if I can keep the support through my support side, reaching one arm out. So now I'm a tripod. And now I'm going to tip it all over and spiral, looking up, up, up toward that top arm. Hollow the belly and thread the needle. So we're rotating under into that thread the needle stretch. Breathing into the shoulder, into the low back. And then take your time. Press into that hand that's on the floor. Return to your airplane, your tripod. That's it. And then bring that arm back underneath. And seamless transition. So you can find your support. And then airplane that other arm out. We'll spill the whole thing. Tip it over, reaching up. Feel that stretch through the rib cage. Hollow the belly, thread the needle. And twist it out, breathing here. Feeling that deep stretch across the shoulder. Good. Again, find your supports, abs lift, spine long, find your tripod, back to your table, and then curl into your child's pose position. You can either stay here with the arms out in front, or perhaps let your arms come down both sides, your legs here. Take some nice deep breaths here, breathing into the low back. Good, and then scoop those abdominals in. Roll yourself up carefully, and we'll move along into just a few of our side leg movements today. So coming into your banana position. Hips stacked, shoulders stacked, and you can either lie long on this arm, or you can prop yourself up this way. This hand can be your kickstand of support, or you can challenge your balance if you don't need that, or maybe just one finger. We're going to start with those legs in the banana, angled out in front. Lift both legs up. Flex those feet in parallel. Top leg reaches 1 and down. Now we're working this outer hip. 2 and down. Third time, come halfway down. Bottom leg, inner thigh, lift, point, and come back down. Again, lift and flex. And 1 and 2 and 3. Part way down. Bottom leg, lift, point, and float down. 2 more sets. Lift both legs. Feel that support in your center. And 1, top shoulder soft. And 2, keep breathing. 3, halfway down, bottom leg up, point, and down. 1 more time, lift and flex. Lots of waistline work here. 1 and 2 and 3. Part way down, bottom leg up, point, and return. Good. Now take that top leg, lift it up again. This time slightly turn it out, rotate, spiral it, and we're going to draw circles. Maybe just basketball size circles, maybe hula hoop size circles. We'll go 5, 1 way. This is 2, 3, and 4. Keeping that pelvis steady. And 5. Reverse. Down, back, up, and around. And 2. That's it. And keep reaching. 3. And 4. One more time. 5. And rest. Cross that thigh over. And then we can stack our hands, one on top of the other. Let the head rest. Top arm slides beyond the bottom arm. Open that big book. Let your head roll. Open the chest. And again, surrendered here. Breathe and stretch. Good. Gather and close the book. And then we'll transition to the other side. Flip yourself over. Find your other banana shape. If you need more padding under that hip, this would be a good time to do that. You can double up on your mat. Get a little pillow if you need. And again, find that anchored pelvis with that long waistline. And hand where you need it. Both legs lift up and flex. Top leg float. 1 and down. And 2 and down. And 3. Halfway down. Bottom leg. Exhale. Point and float back down. Again, lift and flex. Working balance and control. And it's different one side to the other. 2 and 3. Halfway down, bottom leg up. Point and reach. 2 more sets. We lift up and flex. We're still working the center control. Lots to think about. 3. Halfway down, bottom leg. Lift, point, and lower. Last time. Lift up and flex. And reach to that heel. Energy out across the room. 3 and down, bottom leg. Lift, point, and rest. Take your top leg again, lift it, the bottom leg can rest. Turn out that top leg, and we'll go 5 circles each way. And lengthen, keeping the stability through the pelvis. Stirring that femur bone in the socket. 3 and 4, reach. And 5. And then reverse directions, keeping that rotation. Lengthen out. 1 and 2. Keep breathing. 3 and 4 and 5. And rest. Cross the leg. Let that hip release. Take your hands one on top of the other. And here we go. Slide the bottom hand, reach, and open the chest. Good work. Gather and return. Excellent. We're going to roll back over onto your belly and stack yourself over your shoulders. So you can make little fists with your hands, or you can clasp the hands, making a little tripod of support. Again, pressing open through the shoulders and chest, so I can still see your neckline here. We're going to work single leg kick behind ourselves. So the legs are long behind you in parallel, open through the front of the hips on the mat. One leg at a time, flex the foot and kick, and point in and reach all the way down, alternating sides. Flex, kick, point, kick, extend, reaching it down. Flex, kick, point, kick, extend, long, long, and flex and point and reach again, and kick and kick and reach and kick and kick and reach. One more time each way. Flex and point and stretch and flex and point and stretch. Return yourself, make a little pillow for your forehead with your hands. Wag your hips, release all of that. We'll do some quadriceps stretch here. So bending one knee and grab a hold of whatever you can grab a hold of, even if it's just your pant leg. If you can, take a hold of your foot, great. See if you can gently bring your heel in towards your hip. Try not to pucker and make a space under your hip. Keep that pelvis flat to the mat. Feel that stretch. If you happen to have your hand on your foot, press your foot into your hand as if you were going to kick it back, but don't let it. You'll feel that stretch increase. If you're able, if you want more stretch, see if you can float that thigh, the knee off the floor and feel that even deeper stretch. Keep the abdominals with you. And then release, soften and change other side. Take a hold of that other side, grab your pant leg, whatever it takes, grab your ankle, grab your sock, grab your foot, pull the heel in towards you. Reaching long through that thigh bone. If you can, press your foot into your hand. Keep breathing. If you can, lift that knee. Good. And then soften, carefully release. And come on back. Let's come back into the hands and knees position one more time. We'll find our coffee table support once again, but this time bringing the knees close together. So we're working toward our plank. We're going to do a total of 3 planks today. I'll start you off in this hands and knees position, and then if we can, we'll try to go into variations of the full plank. So I'll lead you through that. So here we go. Starting in all fours together. If you need more padding underneath your wrists, you're welcome to double up on your mat there. Tuck your toes. So you're going to be on the balls of the feet. Abs lift. See if you can float those knees an inch off the floor. Keeping your connections through your abdominals, that corset of strength. Just looking down between your hands, long energy out through the top of your head, out through your tail. And we're breathing. One more deep breath. And release it back down. Good. Now, if that was challenging enough, stick with that. Otherwise, we're going to come into our arms a little bit forward and into our female push-up position, that hinge half plank, I'd like to call it. You can bend your knees here and find your balance here. Abs are strong, shoulders rolling back. And then release out of this. And if you want to really practice, you could press into the full plank position, balls of the feet on the floor, shoulders over hands, feel that center line strong, and breathe here. One more deep breath. Lower yourself back down wherever you may be. Shift back into that child's pose position. Deep breaths into the low back. Relax your head. And then let's take our diagonal stretches. So we're walking our hands to one corner. I'm reaching my hands to the right. Let your hips shift over to the left. Maybe look underneath that left arm. Really reaching through the left fingertips to feel that increased stretch through the side body. And then let's come back to our center and walk it over to the other side. So hands reach over to the left and my pelvis shifts over to the right, really reaching through my right fingertips. Good, and then come back through center. See if you can scoop the abdominals, contract and roll yourself up all the way to a kneeling position. So we're curling through our diving cat positions as we come to our vertical. Good. And then I'm going to pivot and face you. We'll do our side stretch and hip stretches here today. So we're going to lengthen one leg out, and I'm in parallel reaching that knee. This knee, if you need more padding, you could put more pillows underneath. Reach that heel nice and long. Arms extend. Inhale. Exhale, tipping ourselves over away from the long leg. And feel that reach to the fingertips. Pressing the pelvis forward so you're feeling that open stretch through the hip as you stretch. Good. And then inhale, the arm comes up. And exhale, using your waistline to help you come back. And we'll exchange other side, reaching the other leg long and parallel. Feel that reach down through the heel. Arms extend, inhale, and exhale. Arcing, lifting through the bottom rib cage and pouring yourself over. Breathing, hip forward. Good. Feel that stretch. Inhale the arm up. And exhale, gathering yourself back up. And then you could either stay on your knees or stand all the way up onto both feet with the pelvis vertical and legs or knees sitting bone distance apart. Let's inhale, reach up. And exhale, keep the left arm there, reach the right arm down. So reaching down, take your eyes looking down toward that bottom hand. And turn the head slowly, looking up toward the left hand and looking down. And again, inhale, looking up. And slowly exhale, looking down. Inhale, exhale, gather, scoop, reaching both arms up and peeling over to the other side. Reaching down, looking down at that left hand while your right arm still reaches up. Take your time, slowly looking up toward that right hand. And then looking down. And again, looking up, inhale. And looking down. Exhale, inhale, prepare. Exhale, scoop both arms coming all the way up. And exhale, open those arms. And I thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, everybody.